Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Max, and in this video we're going to be talking about the recent changes and upgrades that I've made to my recording setup, and just overall how I make my YouTube videos, what hardware I'm using, and what the setup looks like. So let's jump right in and begin with the camera itself. So I'm using a Sony a7R Mark II with the 28 to 70mm kit lens that comes with it. It puts out some really solid 4K video, but it's definitely not the low light camera that the A7S is, and even the A7 III, but it fits my purposes just fine. The main reason I went with this camera over the A7 or the A7S is that sensor size, 42.2.5 something megapixels. It's a giant full frame sensor and it's wonderful. It really gives you a lot of flexibility in post to be able to crop in on images without having to do that in camera. Then we've got the circular polarizing filter that I use on that, which is a B&W 55mm polarizer. Now I actually got this used at National Camera Exchange for 30 bucks, which normally it's like 60 to 75, somewhere in that range. So it was an awesome deal. All right, and then the next thing that we've got on the list is the audio setup. So I just switched over to the Rode NT1. Now this is an XLR microphone, which basically means that I can't plug this directly into the computer. It needs an audio interface. So for the audio interface, I went with the Scarlett 2i2, which is an awesome option for what my purposes are, since I'm only really using one input, but it does give me flexibility in the future. Now the previous audio setup that I used was actually a Blue Snowball, and I've had this thing for like 6, 7, however many years it's been, and it's been a super solid microphone. Now, I really don't have too many complaints about this, but it is starting to show its age, and it's just not able to get the super crisp quality audio that the Rode is. And it also struggles a little bit with noise. Now, for lighting, I actually just picked up 2 newer softboxes and 2 newer LED panels. I'll have those both linked in the description, and honestly, I'm really happy with both sets. It was a super good option for the money, and they were even having a sale on one of them, so I had to take advantage of it. I guess I would say my only complaint is with the softboxes. They only have 2 modes for color temperature, and so I feel like it's a little bit too cool or a little bit too warm. But that totally depends on the ambient lighting and everything else too. I'm using them in solidarity, so if I had ambient lighting, I think they'd be perfect, but that's just something to keep in mind. I do have to do a little bit of retouching in Premiere. So I have one of the softboxes behind the camera, and it's raised up and angled down on top of me. That gives, nice even lighting to the front. I'm not going for Rembrandt or anything like that. I just want nice full lighting. And it's also nice to have the big softbox in the front because it gives you the nice catch light in your eye. Now next up we have the 2 LED panels, and one of them you can actually see is shining on the side of me. So I'm using that as sort of a shoulder light or a highlight, and that has a newer blue gel on top of it. And then the other LED panel is actually shining on the wall. You can see it sort of lighting up the wall blue to give the background a little bit more dimension. So this is basically a diagram of what it looks like. So my desk area would be on the top, and in the bottom right is where my camera is set up. On the left side, you'll see a window, which I actually cover up with blackout curtains so I can have complete control over the lighting. And then the other lighting in the room is Philips Hue and some Amazon LED strips. So then the last thing on the list is, what do I use to edit my videos? So most of the time I actually use the gaming PC behind me, but once in a while I'll use the 2018 MacBook Pro. So that's about it for the hardware that I use. As far as audio recording goes, I use Audacity and then do some light noise reduction and equalization, and then I export that and bring it into Premiere Pro where I edit my videos. Now I also wanted to do one thing before I go, and that's show you a before and after for the audio and lighting. So this whole video has been filmed with the audio and lighting set up correctly, but what I'm gonna go ahead and do is cut the microphone, and so you can hear that massive difference. And now I'm going to cut the lighting, and we can see what a massive difference that makes. So between the audio and the lighting, it completely transforms the way that the videos look. So now we're gonna snap right back into the proper setup. And you can see again just what a big difference it makes. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them as a comment or shoot me a message. And if you liked it, please drop a like and consider subscribing. That's about it for today, and we'll see you in the next one.